from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Because this is a proud damn state.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Stick this one in the electrical socket, folks. The Razorbacks have shocked the world. Arkansas defeats UConn.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Throws it into Asmus. 2 seconds. 1 second. Asmus at the horn for three. No good! No good! Arkansas wins. The Hogs are still dancing to the Elite Eight for the first time since 1995.
All right, boys, we've had 24, 36 hours to kind of decompress and get this thing rolling, so we've got a lot to talk about today. And if you haven't heard, if you've been living under a rock, if you've been disconnected from the world, the Razorback men's basketball team heading to the Elite Eight today, taking on the Baylor Bears after they beat Oral Roberts this past Saturday, to move on to the Elite Eight, take on the Baylor Bears. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of different things happening today, just based off different subjects. So we've got me and Matty T join us today. Matty, alive and well alive. Oh my God, I can't even talk.
Yeah,
alive
easy
and
for
well
you to
this
say.
morning.
Yes, I'm doing great. What a great day to be a Razorback
fan. There you
fan,
go. It was a great time. Phil will be joining us here later on the show. Phil is having some vehicular issues this morning in Stark Vegas, Mississippi, so we'll be getting Phil throughout the show via the cell phone later on today. So we traded Phil in at the bottom of the seventh inning, and we're going to the bullpen. We brought in Ty Richardson, the host of the Morning Rush. Ty is live in Indianapolis this morning. Ty, are you alive and well in Indy this morning?
Well, what you should have said, Jenkins, is you downgraded pretty heavily when you're substituting me for Phil. But, yeah, we're live in Indianapolis, Indiana, about to make my way and just kind of get a feel of where Arkansas fans have at here after this program, thanks to Forest Green Incorporated, thanks to Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and thanks to Shelter Insurance agent Chris Dooley. There's a lot of people, Matt and Matty T, that are or Smackdown and Matty T, that are making their way up to Indianapolis tonight, and a lot of them are wearing Razorback red. A
lot of fun this weekend. I know. I'm curious, as we get deeper into this, I'm curious, was there a good contingency of Razorback fans up there this weekend?
Oh, it was a great chunk. Give credit to where credit's due. Arkansas Razorback fans who had some of the longest drives of any of the fans in attendance. It's not a 3-hour drive like I believe it is to Ann Arbor, Michigan. A lot of Arkansas fans drove 9, 10, 12-plus hours to get up to Indianapolis to watch their beloved Razorbacks, and the crowd was loud on Saturday night, and I don't expect anything different when they take on the Baylor Bears tonight.
We got a lot to talk about. We want your conversation. We want your bold predictions for the night. Arkansas Baylor tips off. We got a late one tonight, boys. We're going to have to get the cups of coffee ready to go. Tips off at 8:57 Central Time tonight on CBS, so you can listen to that. You can also listen to it live here on the ESPN Arkansas airwaves starting at 8:15 pregame show this afternoon, and then this evening, and that'll lead you right into the game. And might as well just say at 9 o'clock this evening. So, Maddie,
and then there's a special post-game show you guys
Yeah, so me and Tyler.
Win or lose?
We'll do
win, lose, or draw.
Win, lose, or draw. 7 o'clock this evening. Me and Tyler, as you saw this past Saturday, the pre- and post-game show on social media, we'll be doing that again starting at 7 o'clock this evening, and that will lead you right into the pregame show on IMG with Chuck and Z and the boys, and then me and Ty. For what it's worth, we're going to bring you a post-game show. We're either going to be super pumped up and tired or upset and tired, one of the two. But I've only done one post-game show past midnight. Now, granted, I could have slept in the next morning, but the morning rush starts a couple hours after that. So I'm kind of curious, Ty, how do we need to combat ourselves this evening?
I think a nap is in your future. I think a nap is in my future, Tommy's future. That would be a good recommendation. I often throws up my sleep schedule, but plan is for me is going to take one whenever you guys dump me from this program when you decide you've had enough, and then wake up. I haven't eaten all day, and then I'm going to grab some food and kind of make my way down towards the area where some Hog fans are and just kind of get some reactions and some updates from them, and hopefully that will keep you through the night. But I think we're ahead. We've got a highly entertaining game ahead of us tonight.
Jeremiah Hauser on the VoteOutLaw.com live stream. Ty and Maddie says it's going to be a hog fight tonight. No pun intended, but he says Arkansas is going to win 76-72 against the overall or one of the 4 number 1 seeds in the Baylor Bears. Ty, just real quick, I think we saw it. Arkansas didn't play their best game. Me and you talked about in the post game. They did not play their best game Saturday against ORU, but they still found a way to win. And it's still shocking to me that they made 1 3-point shot and still found a way to win. So there's a lot that you can unpack from that Oral Roberts game heading into tonight. But outside of all the flaws that went wrong in ORU, what needs to be corrected immediately to give the Hogs a chance this evening?
I think they just have to hit shots. Tommy was just straightforward and open and honest earlier on the morning rush, and I think that's really, if you want to just look for an easy answer, they haven't shot the ball well so far this tournament. Now, at the end of the day, they've won the basketball game, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter if you shoot 30% or 60%. What matters is who has more points at the end, and Arkansas has outpaced their opponents in 3 games. But I just don't see a scenario where Arkansas can shoot as poorly as they have at certain points this tournament and beat the Baylor Bears tonight. That doesn't seem probable or even possible.
Yeah.
Maybe both teams with – Tommy mentioned this earlier, and it's a good point. It's not a basketball arena tonight. You're playing inside of Lucas Oil Stadium where the Indianapolis Colts, the Combine, all that stuff typically is, and maybe the depth perception is thrown off. Now, hopefully it affects Baylor a lot more than it does Arkansas, but I'm not anticipating just a great shooting performance from either team tonight. And maybe that would help the Razorbacks if this is just kind of a grinded-out, ugly game. Maybe that helps the Hogs. Maybe it favors them, fellas.
I just think for me, this team, we've saw it all year. We've talked about it on the show, Maddie, before. This team never quits. And never once in that game did I feel like it was in doubt. They just kept chipping away. And I think you're right. This probably will come down to being played ugly. I feel like this team, they'll have to shoot better than 1 of 9 from the 3. If you shoot 1 of 9, 2 of 10, 3 of 15, whatever it is, you're not going to, in my opinion, you're not going to beat Baylor if you shoot that poorly from the 3-point line. You just got, I don't want to say lucky, but you played extremely well inside the painted area against Oral Roberts and dominated the paint. I think you had a plus 14 or 15-point edge with points in the paint as far as the team. I think it was 45-30, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong in saying that, but I think we didn't see a lot of Jalen Williams. And I think Baylor's going to have a lot of bigs to throw at this team. So this feels like a time when Justin Smith, Jalen Williams, maybe an Ethan Henderson and a Connor Vanover, they need to step up this evening.
Now, you're going to need some really a lot of effort down low. And we heard from David Smoke of Sikkim 365. Baylor's got some guys down low, but they're not necessarily strong. Now, Vidal is going to be matched up, I believe, on Justin Smith. That's going to be one of the key matchups with Justin playing as good as he has. This will be one of the best 4s that he's faced defensively all season. If Arkansas can win that matchup, guys, it's going to be big for this Razorbacks basketball team. I look at the 50-50 balls. I look at you brought up points in the paint. The areas that don't necessarily just scream off the stat sheet, you have to win those if you're Arkansas tonight, and you can't turn the ball over like Villanova did in the second half. Now, Arkansas's done a pretty good job. Eric Musselman's team has done a relatively good job keeping care of the basketball. That trend needs to continue tonight in order for them to have a chance to beat a number 1 seed in the Baylor Bears.
Got a lot to discuss here later on. Ty's going to be joining us in the next segment. We'll continue this dive in with this Razorback men's basketball team. We're also going to touch on Razorback baseball. Maddie, no Razorback team. You mentioned at the start of the show, hell of a weekend to be a Razorback fan. There wasn't a Razorback sport that lost this weekend. So got a lot to dive in with that. We want your calls and texts, 877-377-6963. Jump in on the conversation. We want to hear what you thought of the Oral Roberts game, what you think will be happening this evening during the Baylor game. What are you going to do? Is everybody going to stay up and watch the Baylor game, and are you going to call in sick to work tomorrow? I don't think we can do such a thing, can we? Can we call in sick tomorrow?
No, that's the whole reason for our job, though.
Okay, that's
our job is focused around Razorback sports.
That's true.
You can attempt it. I don't know if Tommy would fall for it.
You can do it one time. Just one time, that's all you get.
You have some vacation days saved up.
Something like that. Connor O'Gara is going to be joining us at 11:30 from Saturday Down South. Going to discuss all kinds of March Madness news with him, including Ty. Connor's a former graduate of Indiana. Talk a little bit about Mike Woodson being hired as the new Indiana Hoosiers head basketball coach. Like I said at the start of the show, Phil will be joining us throughout the show via cell phone today. Obviously want to dive in with Razorback baseball with him as the Razorback men's baseball team gets a clean sweep of Mississippi State this weekend. And Jason Carroll will round out our coverage starting at 12:30 p.m. today, and he'll be with us for the rest of the show today. Got a lot to discuss, and like I said, we want your reactions. We want your thoughts. And there's only one stop for you to do it. That's at 877-377-6963. When we come back, we'll dive more into this Razorback basketball chat and also into some Razorback baseball. You're listening to Halftime on ESPN Arkansas.
When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Early to rise, early in the sack. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. The days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy.
Pitch lined into center. Franklin on the run, diving and catching. Great play. Christian Franklin, who already has had a huge impact with 2 long balls, makes a diving, sprawling catch in short left center field off a line drive by Cameron James. And he'll start the left-handed Hatcher with a fastball. He grounds it sharply right side. Nice stop by Robert Moore from the outfield. He pirouettes, he throws, and gets him at first. And the gloves continue to sparkle tonight in Starkville.
The Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, the Hog Talk Podcast. Trusting the process, primetime preps, all available on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Built by Breeden RV Center. Family owned and operated, a no-pressure, laid-back atmosphere, and always home of the free maintenance for life. Just type Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Halftime today brought to you by the Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence, and they can take care of business. They've taken care of Tommy Kraft for multiple different projects that he's done, and the Fence Man, Sean and company, will take the best care of you throughout the entire state of Arkansas. The whole process is easy, quick, and most importantly, extremely affordable for you and your families. Included with their 18-month same-as cash financing, now available with the Fence Man. So if you ever need a new fence, gate, dog pen, you name it, Sean and the Fence Man can come through for you and take care of it. Give them a call at 479-782-3936. That's 479-782-3936. That is the Fence Man, and they ain't afraid of no work. SmackDown, Matty T, Ty Richardson from the Morning Rush joining us here. We'll have Phil on here later on. We got Connor O'Gara coming up at the bottom of the hour from Saturday Down South. How we had this question come in out of the 479 from Jen, talking about how the race. You mentioned this on the Morning Rush with this team. Third straight double-digit comeback victory. I don't think you can afford to do that this evening. But she texts in, do you think that this will be the game where Arkansas may take the lead and Baylor will have to chip away? But I'll kind of twist it in this way. We can answer that question, but also if this thing does get behind for Arkansas, if you do get down 10, 15 early in the first half, I think Baylor's good enough to not let you chip away at that lead like the past couple teams have. Or could I be wrong?
I think this is the best basketball team you've played all season long. There's a case to be made about Alabama, who fell to the UCLA Bruins last night in overtime after tying it up. I think it was Alex Reese is the one that hit the 30-footer or whatever it was. But you don't want to get down against Baylor. I know that's been your calling card this NCAA tournament, but just to what you were saying, this team is very talented. They've only lost 2 games all season for a reason. You don't also, if you're up, you don't want to let them get back in the basketball game. Even though Matt is good and SmackDown is as good as we've been talking about this team is, until that final whistle blows and that final horn sounds, I'm not counting on Arkansas based on what that. There's no reason to count them out based on what we've seen in front of us this far, and that's their ability to come back no matter the deficit.
When you look at that stat line from the Oral Roberts game, you had a lot of guys come up key in different areas. Jalen Tate led all scorers with 22 points in that game. Devo, we've talked a lot about him, and we know the heroics that he did in that latter part of in the second half. 16 for him, 7 of 13 from the field. Moses added 14, went 4 of 20 from the field, and Justin Smith only netted 12 points, but made a huge difference on the glass and giving the Razorbacks a 46-35 rebounding margin on the glass. 14 of those being got by Justin Smith. Out of Justin Smith or Moses Moody, because I think we talked a lot, me and you did on the pregame show, we've had Justin Smith show up and show out this whole entire tournament. And Moses Moody's done the same thing, but it felt like he hasn't had that game yet that kind of really defines him. We said it Saturday that he needed against Oral Roberts, but Ty, I think if you need your star, you need your best player, and that's Moses Moody, to show out and show up tonight.
Yeah, this is one of the best three-point shooting teams in college basketball, and I don't know if they're going to fill it up from deep tonight. I don't think they shot that well against Villanova, if I remember correctly. I want to say they only went like 3 for 19. I got to go back and double-check it, but you need one of your best three-point shooters, which is Moses, to have success tonight. Because that's something we discussed earlier with Tom Murphy on the Morning Rush, is just for him to it's almost critical or vital, and not talking about vital for Baylor, but it's just the Arkansas needs their most polished NBA-ready prospect to have a big game tonight. And I know Moses, he knows this more than we do talking about it right now. And I know he's itching to prove himself, which he has all season long. Why not do it against one of the best teams in college basketball, number 1 seed? Easier said than done. He's going to have some tough defensive assignments, either people guarding him or on the other end. Now it's just time to show up and show out like we know he's capable of, Matt. It's
going to be fun to really see how this thing turns out. And, guys, I have no doubt that Muss is going to have these guys ready to rock and roll. And I think, too, I mean, for as much as credit as we give Muss with these guys, you've got to know that these guys are jazzed up, ready to go, to know that, I mean, a childhood dream of theirs to go play in the Final Four regardless. Mm-hmm. But you know all these guys in different ways bleed Arkansas red. They know the passion of what basketball means to the state. You're a game away from the Final Four, and I'm not going to buy for a second that these guys aren't going to be jazzed up, ready to go by default in general. So I expect, Todd, pretty much a solid performance. And like you said, there's no doubt that this team shouldn't be able to come back from a deficit if they are, just because we've seen this team do it not only in the NCAA tournament, but we've seen them do it time and time again throughout the rest of the regular season. And that's really been a staple of not just Eric Musselman at Arkansas, but his time at Nevada as well. I witnessed it live in Nashville. It was unbelievable to see his team, despite what the circumstances seemed heavily in the other team's favor, they just kept chipping away. Next thing you know, a 20-plus point lead that their opponent had was shrunk to 2, and they ended up winning the basketball game. And I don't know if, like we're saying, I don't know if this team's going to be able to give up a 20-point lead to Baylor and come back, but there's just so much belief from the top down in Eric Musselman and this team. And by the top down, I'm talking about Hunter Yurachek, who was very thrilled to see Arkansas get the victory on Saturday night. He was celebrating with fans, had Muss on speakerphone after the game where fans could hear him very so slightly. It was an unbelievable atmosphere in and outside of Bankers Life following the conclusion of that game. And it's just about belief, man. You got to believe that this Arkansas basketball program is back. And we know what Eddie Sutton was able to do here. We know what Nolan Richardson was able to do here. Now we're getting to see what Eric Musselman can accomplish in just year 2. It's something special. Regardless if this ride or not ends tonight, it's been a special season for this Arkansas basketball team. 877-377-6963. Matty T, let's get the train horde ready. Let's get the Tupac Shakur ready to go. Whatever Eddie in Clarksville wants, because he's called us in here on halftime. Eddie, I know you're pumped up for this evening's game. We got about a minute and a half before we hit this commercial, my friend.
Well, sir, let me tell you something. I'm so excited as I text Ty this weekend, and I've been talking about moments in time where it's going to take place tonight, and we're going to punch our ticket to the Final Four. And for Coach Muss, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of these players. I'm so happy for this fan base to taste Hope Delight, which is going to take place. We're going to bring the basketball mojo tonight to the Baylor Bears. And so, when you play defense, teams that play defense don't like to be pressed. Well, we're going to press you. And so, for any Sutton that heavens above that I grew up with, God bless you, sir. I know you're looking down today. Coach Sterling Richardson, God bless you, sir, for the moments in time. And for this fan base tonight, your own moments in time, the whistle is going to be blowing. Because when that final buzzer sounds, we're going to be winners. God bless this fan base. God bless this team. And go home.
Thank you for calling in, Eddie. Eddie is pumped up. He sounds a little bit more awake than when he called in this morning on the Morning Rush. But, Todd, we're almost wrapping up the segment. Before we let you go, give us a bold prediction. What needs to happen tonight for Arkansas to beat Baylor? I think they've got to out-rebound Baylor tonight. And we've seen this team. I know Oral Roberts out-rebounding the Golden Eagles. It's a lot easier than rebounding the Bears. But, I mean, Justin Smith has just been a terror on the glass in this NCAA tournament, not just the NCAA tournament, but all season long. If they can win that battle between him and Mark Vidal, I think that Arkansas is going to have a much better chance of winning this basketball game tonight. My bracket, it has been shot, it's been burned, it's been crumpled
but I did have Baylor beating Arkansas in this game tonight, but I want to believe that I'm wrong. I've gotten texts today with people saying, I hope you're wrong, I hope you're wrong. Well, Matt and Matty T, I hope I'm wrong too. That's the feeling I have right now.
It's going to be that way. Me and Ty will be back on with you guys later on this evening, 7 o'clock, so set your reminders on to cross all our Hit That Line social media channels. We'll have our pregame show starting at 7, and then we'll have postgame coverage immediately following the conclusion of tonight's game. Win or lose, you're going to hear from me and Ty at about 11:30 tonight, so that'll be a lot of fun. Ty, thanks for hopping on with us on short notice. Go have yourself a good time and get you a big cup of coffee because we got a long night ahead of us, my brother.
You know what? I'm going to go join my father and my brother at Harry and Izzy's once again.
There you go.
I won't put the bill on Tommy. I think Baylor Brad's going to be covering this one, fellas.
There you go. That's Ty Richardson, the host of the Morning Rush. Ty, thanks for jumping on with us, brother.
You got it, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Connor O'Gara from Saturday Night South going to be joining us next year on Halftime. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You what my friends Jason and Sarah Everett have to offer you at the Game Day Lodge. A pool table, the poker table, bago, arcades, private basketball court. There's an outdoor pool and also a heated indoor pool open year-round just a few steps away from Game Day Lodge. Game Day Lodge is just a 5-minute drive to Moonshine Beach on Table Rock and just a 5-minute walk down to Table Rock Lake. 10 minutes from Silver Dollar City. This lodge has 10 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 2 laundry rooms, 2 fully equipped kitchens, and 17 televisions, plus an outdoor fire pit when it gets chilly outside. Game Day Lodge features some of your favorite teams, including Arkansas, Dallas, and Kansas City. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can make a reservation by just emailing them, reservations@lakelodges.rent, or check them out on Airbnb and Vrbo. Game Day Lodge is your #1 destination for family weekends, golf trips, Arkansas away games, corporate retreats, and so much more. Game Day Lodge in Branson. You'll never want to leave.
Car wrecks involving big rigs can be very complex, so the sooner you get me involved, the better. This is why you need to have my number in your phone, because this could be you. I'm Phil Votaw. You never met a lawyer like me.
I want to tell you what my friends Jason and Sarah Everett have to offer you at the Game Day Lodge. A pool table, the poker table, bago, arcades, private basketball court. There's an outdoor pool and also a heated indoor pool open year-round just a few steps away from Game Day Lodge. Game Day Lodge is just a 5-minute drive to Moonshine Beach on Table Rock and just a 5-minute walk down to Table Rock Lake. 10 minutes from Silver Dollar City. This lodge has 10 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 2 laundry rooms, 2 fully equipped kitchens, and 17 televisions, plus an outdoor fire pit when it gets chilly outside. Game Day Lodge features some of your favorite teams, including Arkansas, Dallas, and Kansas City. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can make a reservation by just emailing them, reservations@lakelodges.rent, or check them out on Airbnb and Vrbo. Game Day Lodge is your #1 destination for family weekends, golf trips, Arkansas away games, corporate retreats, and so much more. Game Day Lodge in Branson. You'll never want to leave.
Car wrecks involving big rigs can be very complex, so the sooner you get me involved, the better. This is why you need to have my number in your phone, because this could be you.
I'm Phil Votaw. You never met a lawyer like me.
I want to tell you what my friends Jason and Sarah Everett have to offer you at the Game Day Lodge. A pool table, the poker table, bago, arcades, private basketball court. There's an outdoor pool and also a heated indoor pool open year-round, just a few steps away from Game Day Lodge. Game Day Lodge.
Tate, guarded by Jurgen, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Tate in the lane, gives it to Davis, right side. Short jumper, Devo good with 2.9 to play. Davis with a short jumper from the right side gives the Hogs the lead with 2.9 to play, 72-70. Oh, what a shot by the freshman from Jacksonville.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins. Enter the HitThatLine.com $1 Million Bracket Challenge, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings and Farm Credit. Register on HitThatLine.com.
Let's go to the phone lines to start off our bottom half of the hour here on Halftime Smackdown Matty T. Let's go to the phones and let's welcome in Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South. Connor, my man, your Razorbacks won a tight one this past Saturday.
Oh boy, I'm feeling good. Not just because we got a game that I'm going to definitely have to take a nap for to be able to stay up and write off of that one tonight. But I'm feeling good because you don't know that you did this, but that intro song, "Return of the Mac," is arguably my all-time favorite song.
Really?
So right now I am, and I don't know if you did that because like it came out in '96, a little bit of a throwback to the mid '90s with Arkansas getting back to the Elite Eight. But I'm feeling very, very good vibes on this Monday in which, I'll be honest, came into the day a little bit tired, a lot of basketball, a lot of staying up late, but I'm feeling good as can be right now.
I wish that me and Matty T could take credit for what you just said as far as the 1996 reference, that you being your favorite song, but
well, it's just because we're a couple of Macs here. It's hey,
that's a good point.
Return to us. Huh?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Connor, it was a heck of a game this past weekend. I mean, and Arkansas, again, another double-digit comeback. And before we move on to this Baylor matchup, I mean, Coach Musman has got these guys playing incredibly well right now, and they did it again this past Saturday, my friend.
Tell you what, the cardiac Hogs, our Hogs, they're taking years off my life, but I'm okay with it because I like having this little thing in the back of my mind where Arkansas goes down double-digit and I'm able to not panic.
Right.
And it's all right, everything's going to be okay. They got them right where they want them. They're going to be fine. This is what they've been doing all tournament long. So inevitably when Baylor gets up double digits in the first half tonight, I'm just going to say to myself, don't worry about that 1 seed. Don't worry about the fact that Baylor was arguably the best team in college basketball for most of the year with the exception of Gonzaga. Just focus on the fact that Arkansas can rally back from a double-digit deficit. Now, the way that they did it the other night, I had some moments in which I said, maybe this is indeed coming to an end. Maybe we are going to see our first ever 15 seed in the Elite Eight. But they just continue to get defensive stops. And I love the adjustments because early on, that was a team that looked like it had no idea how to defend what Oral Roberts was trying to do. And they are giving uncontested layups and they're focusing all their energy on their two leading scorers. You're just thinking, man, when is this going to turn around? Because it looks way too easy. But credit Musselman because once again he makes the adjustment and they figure out some things defensively, and I thought that's what really kind of fueled things down the stretch. I mean that's Arkansas's bread and butter, and this team just continues to find a way to survive, and I think it sets up for kind of a matchup in which they really shouldn't have a whole lot of pressure on them, and they should be able to play as loose as they have all tournament.
And you lead me right into what I wanted to bring up here with the double-digit comebacks, which are great. But, Connor, I don't think this is a matchup where you can't fall behind by that much because I think Baylor's proven time and time again. I mean, they only have 2 losses on this whole season. I don't think you can fall behind by 10, 15 points and hope again for another 15-point comeback. I mean, yes, the Razorbacks have done it multiple times this season, but Baylor's that good that if they can get you down early, they're not going to let you back in.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, what they do defensively is remarkable. And you watch that game against Villanova, and you see them turn up that defensive intensity, and you realize that's why they are indeed a 1 seed. Scott Drew's team is ridiculously good, and they are going to make this a true battle. But I think the interesting thing with this matchup is, Arkansas really hasn't shot it well yet at all. And is that finally going to turn around? I mean, they've only had 10 made threes through 3 NCAA tournament games, and they're moving on to the Elite Eight. I think if you had told any Arkansas fan that you would have that, and then you would have Moses Moody kind of searching for his first good tournament game, I think you would have taken that. You would have been ecstatic, and that's a sign of role players stepping up. That's a sign of, obviously you've seen Tate and Smith really kind of provide those huge, huge minutes and be those key veteran presences. But I think that this is a matchup now where if you're Arkansas, you're right. You can't afford to fall behind 12 and assume that it's all going to be okay, because Baylor is just unrelenting. And they have that gear that they can flip, that they flipped against Wisconsin. They flipped to it against Villanova as well, where they can take a good opponent and they can just blow them out of the water, and they can make it look like they don't belong in the same gym as them. So this is a game in which I think Arkansas really has to value those possessions, can't have the bad shot selection early, can't afford to fall behind, because Baylor is just too good. And I do think that what they do in the half court from a defensive standpoint, it's going to make life really difficult if you are not willing to help yourself out and get some of those quality looks inside.
It's going to be definitely a great game, and as a reminder, that game starts at 8:57 p.m. tonight. Not sure who made that decision to start this game at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time, so definitely, Connor, we're going to have to get the cups of coffee ready to go for this evening. Moving outside of Arkansas for a second, the Alabama Crimson Tide had a pretty good, almost a good comeback last night, knocking down the last-second shot at the end of the second half, but ended up falling to UCA. And I really enjoyed your column that you had on Saturday Down South, and you could check that out at sds.com. But momentum, I think, is something key that we kind of were associating with Alabama for playing so well, much the same as Arkansas. But they came up short again. They came up short against Sunday against UCLA.
Yeah, March momentum is just, it's not really a thing. It's just not, because I watched that game against Maryland that Alabama played in the round of 32 and said, this is a team that can win a national championship playing that style, because their floor is so high. And I think last night was a good example of why Alabama's floor is high, because there are very few teams that can go 32 minutes into a game and look up and have the conference player of the year and their leading scorer with a combined 2 points and be tied in the Sweet 16 game. That's a testament to the depth that Alabama has and the rotation that Nate Oates likes to utilize. But, it still was just a painful reminder for a team that was favored to win that game by 7 points, the double-digit seed. You're 2 wins away from achieving something that you've never done in program history, which is get to a Final Four if you're Alabama. And, you don't make free throws, and you don't take care of your basic fundamentals. And I thought they settled for threes in overtime, and they really ran out of gas after Alex Reese hits one of the shots of the tournament at the end of regulation there. But, it just serves as a reminder of, you can have all this momentum and you can feel like you're shooting the ball well, but it's such a game-to-game tournament. And even for a team like Alabama, who had won 8 in a row, and you won the SEC tournament, and you're feeling as good as you could possibly feel, that was a reality check. And I thought UCLA just did such a good job of handling all of those different Alabama runs, of which there are probably 3 different times when I thought Alabama's about to blow this game out of the water, and UCLA just kept responding. They didn't hurt themselves in the same way that Alabama did, where Alabama's missing free throws or turning the ball over. UCLA didn't do those things, and that's why UCLA deserved to win that game.
The other Elite Eight game this evening, Oregon State taking on Houston. That's at 6:15 tonight. The ones that I'm keeping an eye on will be more for tomorrow. And USC takes on Gonzaga, the overall number 1 seed, and then UCLA will move on to take on the number 1 seed, Michigan. Of Michigan and Gonzaga, who are you putting your stock into to be the of those two? Who would you put more stock into becoming the national champ?
I'd stick with the Zags. I mean, goodness gracious, they're unfair. They're unfair, and it doesn't seem like a team that really has a weakness at this point. And I questioned Michigan coming into this, like everybody. The Isaiah Livers thing. How good is Michigan without Livers? They kind of struggled down the stretch a little bit there. Are they going to be able to figure it out? They have a coach who hasn't been there before, Juwan Howard. What's this all going to look like? Michigan is so unbelievably tough, and I tweeted out yesterday, I think their basketball team is tougher than their football team, and I don't really think it's close. They're phenomenal, and I thought Florida State was actually going to win that game, but Michigan just comes out, and they are just so tough on the inside with Hunter Dickinson But I would still take Gonzaga. I just think Gonzaga, we talk about that different gear that Baylor has from a defensive standpoint. Gonzaga has that from an offensive standpoint. And they could take a 5-6 point game and all of a sudden turn it into 14-15 and just end your night just like that. And I think that, I think Alabama still probably would have run into that Gonzaga team, but I think that this is Gonzaga or bust right now with the way that this is all kind of setting up. Go figure, though, after all the madness that we had early on with so many of these upsets where it was the most amount of technical upsets that we've ever had in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament where it's 5 seeds or worse, I think we're probably going to end up getting 3 1 seeds in the Final Four. I mean, that's kind of what it's shaping up to be. And I'm not dismissing Arkansas. I'm not dismissing Arkansas. I'll never do that. But the odds are in favor of 3 1 seeds in the Final Four. So it just kind of goes to show you, just when you have things figured out in March, or you think you do, usually things go the other way.
Couple minutes here with Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South. I was anxious to talk to you about this because we've talked a lot about Indiana basketball with you being associated with Indiana for so many years. They got themselves a new head coach, and one that probably caught us all a lot by surprise, the former Nick assistant, Mike Woodson, the former Indiana Hoosier, too, also heading back to Bloomington. Is this a good move for your Hoosiers, or are you questioning this move?
I was holding out hope that Eric Musselman was going to end his last press conference of the year, whenever that is, and just no, I'm kidding. I would never ever wish that upon Arkansas.
I was going to say, careful, don't say that. Don't say that very loudly.
No. I would not wish that upon the great people of Arkansas. I really hope that they get that deal signed soon and that he's able to be a Hog for a very long time. But the Woodson thing, yeah, I mean, it seems like they're trying to do a little bit of like what Michigan did with Juwan Howard, Georgetown with Patrick Ewing, where you take a guy who knows the program, was a huge part of the program during its heyday when it was at its peak during the Bob Knight era, and this is kind of an homage to Bob Knight to say this is one of your guys, and there are a lot of people there who really support that. He's got those ties in Indianapolis, but, as Arkansas fans know, when an underwhelming hire happens, like Sam Pittman was an underwhelming hire based on his experience, and Mike Woodson is the same in Indiana, but it doesn't guarantee success, and there are so many decisions to be made afterwards that are going to guarantee that. So I'm kind of reserved judgment. I think it's telling that the Indiana job isn't maybe at the level that many of those people thought it would be at, and as an Indiana grad, I feel comfortable saying that, but yeah, it just kind of goes to show you it's so much based on personnel decisions and how you adapt to your surroundings. And I think that's what's going to determine Mike Woodson and the success that he will or won't have in Indiana.
Last thing, Colin, before we let you go, how often do you follow Ty Richardson's Twitter handle?
I'm just here for the food pics.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just here for all the food pics.
Okay, have you heard about this? Have you heard about this bet or this proposal that's been put in place a couple days ago?
Oh, yeah. Wait, so is it Muss shaves his head if Arkansas wins tonight?
Yes, if Arkansas wins. And now the caveat was that this thing had to get enough like Twitter retweets and different things like that. But theoretically, yes, if Arkansas wins tonight, Ty has to shave his head, and it's going to be Coach Muss doing it at JJ's on Dixon here in Fayetteville.
Okay, I'm going to need video of this. I saw Ty when he did the mullet a little while ago, and
with the 501.
Yeah, it's an interesting look. I'm way more on board with this. Be in the moment, appreciate the entire ride, enjoy it, have fun with it. I am perfectly okay with that. As someone who rocked a shaved head, up until I was about 22 years old, I'm just saying there are worse looks to have. I know Ty loves his precious locks, but if you could have the coach of the guy who brought Arkansas back to the Final Four shaving your head, I think that's a whole lot better than like getting a tattoo or doing something like that.
Fantastic. So if you needed more motivation for the Razorbacks to win, you just got it right there. So hopefully we can see a shiny ball Ty Richardson. So there's that for you, my friend. Connor, thanks for hopping on with us today, and we will talk to you next Monday, my friend. And hopefully, maybe next Monday we're talking about the Razorbacks national championship, maybe?
Fingers crossed, man. Let's hope for it. Sounds good, guys.
Let's do it. That's Connor O'Gara from Saturday Down South. Thanks for joining us, Connor O'Gara. Maddie T, you want to be my date tonight? Lady SmackDown's gone. Do you want to be my date tonight?
Well, that's a pretty tempting offer.
How about if I threw Joe's Grill and Cantina in there?
then it's a guarantee.
So they've got half-price ups, but they're changing it up tonight. They are going to be open later, much later tonight. The kitchen this evening will be open until 9:45. The bar will be open throughout the rest of the game. So as late as the Razorback game goes, Joe's Grill and Cantina will be there with you this evening. So me and you will get us some brisket nachos. We'll get us each a margarita.
Okay, I want to get some queso with beef, too.
We can get quesos with beef. We can get margaritas and cheer on the Razorbacks to victory. Can I have this date?
That sounds like a plan.
Then meet me at 3400 South 74th Street in Fort Smith across from Harps. That is Joe's Grill and Cantina.
The biggest selection, the best values, and more for your trade at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. No one beats the selection at Harry Robinson, with over 500 vehicles of all makes and models in stock today. Some as low as 500 miles, many less than 10,000 miles with full factory warranty. Pre-owned trucks, SUVs, and great vehicles of all makes and models are ready now at Harry Robinson. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Frank Roll Furniture is your Made in the USA headquarters. We carry as many Made in the USA products as we can, including Jackson & Catnapper sofas and lugs, Speed Queen washers and dryers, and Serenity mattresses. This month we are offering special pricing on cash and finance. We are family owned and offer in-store no credit check financing. Visit us at FrankRollFurniture.com. Frank Roll Furniture, 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great car. So I'm making it easy with prices up to $3,113 below retail on the best selection of Rath road-ready vehicles we've had in months. These are late-model, low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs that have been hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center. You just can't buy a better pre-owned vehicle. And right now, you can save with prices up to $3,113 below retail. If you're waiting on your tax refund, my TaxMax program can help with that by getting you access to your money now. Worried about your credit? Don't be. My For the People credit approval process can get you approved and driving your nicer, newer car today. If you're not in the market right now, let us take care of the car you have in our Meineke Car Care Center, the home of half-off brakes and buy 3, get 1 free on all tires. Don't wait. Get the nicer, newer car you want today and save up to $3,113 at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Divorce is never easy. Many times problems continue to arise long after the divorce is over. If you're dealing with a high conflict custody or visitation issue, you need an attorney that handles those specific type of cases. Call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partners for immediate assistance with your situation. Kevin Hickey Law Partners, able to handle high conflict custody cases all over the state of Arkansas and other states. Check out kevinhickeylaw.com or call 479-434-2414 in Fort Smith and 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas.
Van Alma Tire Center between Van Buren and Alma is your one-stop tire and auto center. They offer all the name brand and private label tires for your car, truck, four-wheel drive, semi-trucks, and trailers. Plus, they have lawn and garden tires, too. They do everything from oil changes, alignments for your 2- or 4-wheel drive vehicles to brakes and suspension replacement. And CV axles and bearings, too. All this at Van Alma Tire Center, 6805 Alma Highway, 5 miles east of Van Buren, 2 miles west of Alma.
Attention! Do you have a fifth wheeler, a travel trailer, or a motorhome that you don't get to use quite as often as you want? Well, we have your solution. Breeden RV wants to buy your RV. Due to the historic events that have happened over the past year, RVs are in high demand, and Breeden RV will pay you top dollar for yours. So push it, pull it, or drag it to Breeden RV in Van Buren today for a free appraisal and get cash in hand within an hour. Everyone could use a little extra money these days, and we can help you get yours. Call Breeden RV at 479-262-2418 or visit us on the web at BreedenRVs.com.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
Two and one. Here's the pitch. A swing and a ball hit well to deep left center field. That ball's going to go. It is out of here, and the Hogs have the lead in the 5th inning. On Franklin's 3rd home run of the series, his team leading 7th of the year. It's 5-4.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Going straight to the phone lines to start off this segment here. We got 3 Up, 3 Down coming up in a second. We're going to switch things around. Phil's going to join us at the top of the lunch hour, so that way, Matty T, when the listeners are eating their ham and cheese sandwiches, they can hear Phil's voice via the cell phone today. So that's coming up here in a second. 3 Up, 3 Down is going to be coming up in just a minute. Also, let's go to the phone lines. JW has dialed us up in London, Arkansas. JW, you're on halftime, my friend.
Hey, good noontime to y'all.
Same to you, my friend.
I'm proud of the Hogs, Woo Pig, no matter what happens tonight. I just want them to go out and play their game and be a little relaxed. And with that in mind, with this whole Ty Richardson getting his head shaved thing, I think they just need something they can kind of laugh about. And some of them won't even know who this guy is, but Musk can use it. I think that they need to leave it about 1/4 to 3/8 inches long. And remember the Dennis Rodman tricolor event?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I just think that would just be so cool.
I think we should make like Ty snow cone head.
Pretty much, yeah. That's where I'm going with it. All right, thank y'all.
Thanks,
looking forward to the game tonight.
Heck yeah, brother. Thanks for calling in, JW. That's a great idea. Let's just do it. Well, if we're going to do it right, let's do Dennis Rodman.
Multicolored snow cone head.
Exactly. That's what we need to do. All right. Thanks for calling in. If you want to jump in on any of the conversation for the rest of the show, it's 877-377-6963. Matty T, let's hit the intro. Let's do a little bit of 3 Up, 3 Down.
It's like a calling card or a shout-out or something.
That sucked.
The best of the best of the best of the best of the best.
What does 3 up and 3 down mean to you, Airman?
End of an inning.
Well, that's not the worst part.
What is the worst part?
It's time for 3 Up, 3 Down.
We'll go through these pretty quick, and Matty T, jump in here also if you got some ups and downs, because I know you went to a big exclusive opening this weekend with you and the
I guess that
lady.
was an up. Yeah.
That's a big up for you.
That was so and I hear that they advertised before Razorback games.
Yeah.
So there's already locations, I guess, in Northwest Arkansas.
Yes.
Walk-ons?
Yeah, walk-ons, Sports Bistro, Cajun Restaurant.
We went to a little pre-opening thing.
Man, you're fancy.
Yeah.
Is it you or
No, it was through my girlfriend. She got the hookup on that.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a big up for that. First up for me goes to myself. I'm gonna brag on myself because I have
big up yourself.
I've officially gotten Lady SmackDown. Oh, that's fine. Go ahead and I've officially got
money in the bag. Put it in.
Oh, that's fine. You're getting a little bit too comfy with this alarm system that you got going. Officially gotten this lovely woman into sports. She was asking a lot of questions last night. A lot of very technical sports questions. So I'm awfully proud of myself that the good deeds that I've put into her, it's all coming to fruition. So I'm proud of myself. So that's an up for me. First down for me. I don't know how I need to I don't know how I need to proceed with my afternoon. Because
you're going to have a late night tonight.
Super late night.
Like we said, win, lose, or draw, you're doing a post-game also.
One way or another, we're doing a post-game show. And if we lose, it's probably going to be about a 20, 30-minute post-game show. But if we win, we might be in good shape. But I don't know exactly what to do because we get done with the show at 1, go take a nap then, I guess.
That's what I would suggest at least a couple hours before the game.
I might do something. Go find maybe like a sweet baked coffee or go grab some coffee at like 9 o'clock tonight and just start chugging. But then I can't sleep because then I got to wake up at 4:30 to get ready for the rush in the morning. So
just stay up all night long, man.
I think the treat's going to be for the listeners this time tomorrow because there's a very good chance I won't be just like completely blitzed and dead by tomorrow afternoon.
There'll be a lot of SmackDown-isms tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of SmackDown-isms. So if you like making fun of the way I talk sometimes, tomorrow's going to be the show for you.
Oh, I guess I have another up.
Yeah.
I went and saw that movie Nobody with Bob Odenkirk. This
Yes.
was one of my first ventures back into the movie theater. It's like I'm all cocky now. I got the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. I'm out back at movie theaters again.
You get your second one.
It's beginning, or it's like April 12th, I
That's
think.
right, yeah.
But no, it was a good movie. Do you know Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul?
Yes.
And Breaking Bad. So it was good. It's basically like a Taken kind of movie where it's like you think he's just some like old, boring old dad. It turns out he used to be like a trained killer back in the day.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then you got Christopher Lloyd at like 90 years old, strapped with shotguns and stuff. That was an up for me.
Second up for me, Oscar Mayer is apparently releasing bacon-scented shoelaces. I'm here for this.
But what if you then want to eat your shoelaces?
Well, I don't think you're necessarily going to eat them, but is there anything better than the smell of bacon?
No, but how often are you smelling people's feet?
That's a good point. That's a very valid point. Okay, maybe that should have been a down. Second down for me, legendary Miami football head coach Howard Schellenberger died at the age of 87. So if you're a sports fanatic,
so that's a down.
That's a down.
Yeah,
big time down.
It's a bummer.
It's a big bummer. I mean, he's turned around 3 well-known college football programs. Miami probably being the most notable one, but definitely one of the best coaches to ever do it. Last ones for me, and then if you got one, let us know. Third up, Elton John is apparently recorded something with Metallica.
That
Elton
makes
John
sense,
and Metallica.
Who rocks harder than Elton John?
Apparently Metallica. I don't know, but I am here for this. I'm curious what Elton John and Metallica could put together.
So I've seen Metallica in concert, never Elton John. But if I had actually my choice, which one would you rather? I'd rather see Elton John in
Absolutely.
concert. Metallica does put on a good show, but I think I'm a bigger Elton John fan.
I'm probably a big fan of both. I'm probably bigger Elton John. Metallica would be fun, though. Metallica would be a lot of fun. Last down for me, a horse jockey. I'm blanking on where this came from, and I'll see if I can find this here pretty quick. Apparently, he was suspended from this horse racing league for having 1,000 times over the cocaine limit. Apparently, the legal limit is 150 nanograms per milliliter.
There's a legal limit?
Apparently. But he had a reading of 150,300 nanograms. So, I mean, the horse must have made him feel too high. I was trying to make a joke.
That was a joke.
Obviously, that didn't go very well. So, thank you for that. Thank you for the pity drum shot. That's fine. Hour one.
Can we get Phil on here, please?
Please get Phil on here. Well, I've wasted 1 hour of
And
your
I want
time.
an explanation on why he hasn't been on the show yet today.
We're going to get that explanation coming up next. Phil Elson joining us at the top of the hour here on Halftime, live on ESPN Arkansas.
Tommy Craft for the Fence Man. If you've always wanted powered automatic gates at your home or business, but you didn't know who to call, let me tell you about the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man does it all. Custom wrought iron installations, automatic gates, even controlled access systems, and lots more. Ask about 18-month, same as cash financing with approved credit. For your custom fence and gate needs, call the Fence Man. 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
They say, trust the process. But if enjoyment isn't part of that process, don't trust the process. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
New Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
A hard seltzer with a hint of fruit flavor.
Yep.
Can I try one?
Yep.
That tastes great.
Told you.
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer. IRC Beers. Beer in Texas. St. Louis, Missouri.
Start your Saturday mornings with the Sipping Saturday Brunch Menu at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Every Saturday from 10 till 2. Joe's Grill and Cantina is serving a brunch menu with breakfast burritos, breakfast frittatas, and many of your brunch favorites. Get your Saturday morning pick-me-up with mimosas, screwdrivers, and other cocktail favorites. It's the Saturday morning Sipping Brunch Menu at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Every Saturday morning from 10 till 2 at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Hart.
Shop Metters Lumber True Value for lawn care essentials. Right now, buy a 1.33 gallon of Ortho ready-to-use ground clear or Roundup Max Control 365 vegetation killer for only $29.99 after a $4 instant rebate for the True Value Rewards members. Both kill and prevent weeds for up to 1 year. Each no-mix formula has a comfort wand for effortless application. Pick up this timely bargain of the month while supplies last at Metters Lumber True Value. Certain exclusions apply. See store for details.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
A nice sunny start to our week. Our high this afternoon will be into the upper 60s, mainly clear sky tonight, 45. Could start to see some showers and thunderstorms increasing later Tuesday. A better chance Tuesday night into Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Don't let mosquitoes ruin your outside fun this year. Call Mosquito Joe to keep your yard mosquito-free. Call 479-202-9960 or visit ArkansasMosquitoJoe.com.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3. Live from the Bushlight Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Because this is a proud damn state.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You can actually feel Razorback Stadium shaking underneath our feet right now.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Stick this one in the electrical socket, folks. The Razorbacks have shocked the world. Arkansas defeats UConn.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Throws it into Asmus. 2 seconds. 1 second. Asmus at the horn for three. No good! No good! Arkansas wins. The Hogs are still dancing to the Elite Eight for the first time since 1995.
Hour number 2 of Halftime coming at you live here on ESPN Arkansas. I'm Smackdown. That is the one and only Master T, Matt Travis.
Howdy, folks.
And let's go straight to the phone lines. Welcome in the other third of our lovely production here at ESPN Arkansas. He's somewhere in Mississippi, I think, with some vehicle problems. But we got Phil joining us here on the phone line. Phil, how are you this afternoon by a minute?
Well, car's working, so that's the best. That's the best part of the day. Yeah, and I'm on my way home. Thank goodness. And we have lots of capable people to be able to step into the role that I might usually fill today. So I'm very thankful for you guys and for Connor and for Jason and Ty. So yeah. The day is a lot better than it started. Let's put it that way.
That's good. We got a lot we want to talk with you about. So you want to go with baseball first? You want to talk about the Sweet 16, now Elite 8 Razorback men's basketball team?
Hey, man, I'm your guest right now. You take it in the direction you want, SmackDown.
Well, we haven't talked at all about this baseball team yet, so we'll do that, and then this next segment, once we have you on to 12:15, we'll go on into Razorback basketball. This baseball team, Phil, I don't think any of us expected a sweep in this weekend. So, I mean, you just take it from there. This Razorback men's baseball team took care of business, and Christian Franklin looked like Michael Jordan out there this weekend.
He's a better baseball player than Michael Jordan was.
Yeah, that was an interesting comparison, baseball.
Christian Franklin to baseball is what Michael Jordan is to basketball. There we go.
There you go.
Well, and it isn't just Christian, but yeah, I mean, he had a great weekend. There's no doubt about that. But they really kind of, like the term from Bull Durham, I want to announce my presence with authority. We had 3 home runs in the first inning against a team that had allowed 12 homers in their first 21 games, and that's before that opponent has a chance to even bat. And it's happened in front of a legit packed house, like whatever they said on the box score on their announced attendance of like 6,100. Like multiply that by 2.3 at least. For them to go out and do that in the first inning and just take full-on control of that Friday game was announcing their presence with authority. But even after that, you wouldn't expect a road sweep in the SEC. Even the best teams in the SEC don't do that on a routine basis against top 5 teams. And they really, I think, embarrassed Mississippi State throughout the weekend. They pounded the ball against a team that was universally regarded over the first 5 weeks of the college baseball season as the best overall pitching staff when you look at depth. Like, you could look at Vanderbilt and look at the 2 aces that they've got going with Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter and put them up against Mississippi State and say, yeah, maybe that's better. But I don't know if Vanderbilt has quite the depth that we thought we were seeing from Mississippi State. And those are good pitchers. And usually people will say good pitching beats good hitting, but not this weekend. And so that's one side of the argument. The other side of the argument is that Arkansas's pitching depth was on full display in the more out of the bullpen than anything else. So we heard a lot more about the Mississippi State bullpen leading into this weekend. And then Friday, Peyton Paulette shoves for 4 innings. And then Saturday, Kevin Kopps throws a dominant 4 innings. And then yesterday, you get an inning from Zach Morris, and you get 2 innings from Jackson Wiggins for the first time. And Caden Monk gave you a couple of good batters again. And it was the Arkansas bullpen that was a lot better. And then there's the third aspect of this, which is the fielding. And that's really what stood out to me over the weekend. 2 things. One, Arkansas is really good in the field at every position, but especially Jalen Battle, shortstop, Robert Moore, second base, Christian Franklin, center field, and Braden Webb in left field. Can't be overlooked. And, of course, you can't overlook Casey Open. That's a lot of standouts. And the flip side of that is Mississippi State did not look very good in the field. They gave the Razorbacks some free outs, even on plays that weren't scored as errors, that were just missed plays. And they looked like they were confused at times. So, when I look back at how the games happened, like, you can never go into weekend thinking, wow, you're just going to get a sweep, but they really took it to Mississippi State in every aspect and embarrassed them. And then I think the Bulldogs actually embarrassed themselves in some way.
So you talk about with the Bulldogs kind of embarrassing themselves and Arkansas just coming in and giving them a good, giving a good old country, whooping. But from what we've talked about earlier this season, it's a long season, and there's these up and down swings where, heck, 2 weeks ago we were talking about the pitching issues of this team during the 2-game losing streak. So I'll phrase it this way. How much emphasis or how much stock should us as fans and us as the media put into a 3-game sweep of of the number 2 team in the country at the time?
Well, you have to take it at face value.
Yeah,
that's a road sweep in the SEC against the team that still you could expect to be playing in a super regional with a very good chance of making it to the College World Series. You can't discount what just happened this week. You can't. Arkansas looked really good. They looked the part of a dominant baseball team. Whether you carry it into this week against Little Rock or against, UCA and then Auburn, Auburn has had a rough start to the season. They're 0-6 in the league. Then you go to Ole Miss the next weekend. Every series is going to be different than the last. But this sweep resonates. This will resonate in 8 weeks or 9 weeks whenever the committee is making their selections for national seeds and stuff like that. And, we've all been saying, Dave Van Horn's been saying, we got to get Matt Goodhart going. We got to get Christian Franklin going. You know what? They're going. Gone is what they're going. Goodhart's hit home runs in 4 straight games. That hasn't happened at the University of Arkansas in 12 years. And they've had some pretty darn good power hitters. So Matt Goodhart is on. And Christian Franklin, there was a lot to love about what he did this weekend. He makes a lot of plays look easy in center field, and then he makes a diving catch that looks ridiculous on Friday night, on a night where they made a lot of standout plays. And then he showed a lot of, Bubba would put it as intestinal fortitude. He showed a lot of onions when the first pitch that's thrown to him on Saturday, and this is the day after he hits 2 home runs against Mississippi State. The first pitch against him by a guy that's got control, by the way, Will Bednar, hits him on his hip, and I'm going to tell you what, I felt like there was some intention behind that. And Christian took the pitch, tossed the bat aside, took his base, struck out the next time up, and then he crushed a 3-run homer that gave Arkansas the lead his 3rd time up. That's how you get him back. That, my friend, is onion. And that also makes people stand up and take notice.
Well, they'll definitely be moving forward and going to definitely take notice. You got UCA coming into Fayetteville this week, and then a 3-game series starting a day earlier than what we're used to, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, taking on the Auburn Tigers inside Baum Walker Stadium. Before we wrap up the segment and hit the break, Phil, Matt Goodhart was just named SEC Player of the Week. No co, just a good old-fashioned SEC Player of the Week for Matt Goodhart.
Well, you know what? This week there could have been a co, and they could have both been Razorback because Christian Franklin also kind of deserves it. So if you want SmackDown, I will allow you to feel screwed by that because this would have been the week that a co is fine as co-players of the week, both Razorback.
Fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. You going to stick around with us after this commercial? We'll talk some Arkansas basketball.
That's right. As long as I don't get lost wherever I am here in Mississippi, I'm good.
Well, here, we're going to slip you on hold. That way you can make sure you got your direction straight, and we'll have Phil coming back with us at 12:15 here on Halftime. A lot more Halftime. We've got Jason Carroll from Pig Trail Nation joining us at 12:30. Phil's going to be on with us in this next segment. Plus, I don't know what better way you make your afternoon better than with me and Master T. I mean, we can make a bad day seem great and a long day seem short.
Man, you said the truth with that one, man.
It's better than my Michael Jordan comparison.
That was good, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. That'll be – you guys will remember that forever. More Halftime coming up after this.
Arkansas, will you make the Final Four in them wacky uniforms with the pigs with horns? And did I hear you say you were playing a game today with the home crowd yelling, woo, pig suey? Hey, those pigs may be hogs, but they're kosher to me. Capiche?
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here on ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas wins a national championship!
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
Riley Farm Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Building a home can be stressful. This is true whether you're the homeowner or the contractor. Many times these issues result in a lawsuit. If you are a homeowner or a contractor and find yourself needing legal help, call the attorneys at Kevin Hickey Law Partner. With experience representing homeowners as well as non-payment or other issues that could arise during construction. Contact Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey at 479-434-2414 in the River Valley or 479-802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Or check them out at the web at artriallawyers.com.
When you've escaped the screens and the sun bathes everything in a golden glow, and your friend hands you a cold organic beer that tastes as perfect as nature itself, that's pure gold. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, the first national USDA certified organic beer. Organic by nature. Enjoy responsibly. 2020 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Pure Gold, St. Louis, Missouri.
Have you ever been to River City Bistro for a brunch on the weekends? Every Saturday and Sunday. River City is open at 10 a.m. with a special brunch menu. Eggs and omelets any way you like. Premium bacon, sausage and ham, waffles, eggs Benedict, and a great drink menu featuring mimosas, Bloody Marys, and all your brunch favorites. We will see you for brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. at River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Yum Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
It's Truck Month at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, and all remaining 2024 trucks are at least $10,000 off. New 2020 Ford F-150s as low as $32,999. 2020 Ford EcoSports as low as $19,995. And 2020 Ford Mustangs as low as $24,995. Less than 12 2020 Fords remain, and they have to go. Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
Tate, guarded by Juergen. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Tate in the lane, gives it to Davis, right side. Short jumper, Devo, good with 2.9 to play. Davis with a short jumper from the right side gives the Hogs the lead with 2.9 to play. 72-70. Oh, what a shot by the freshman from Jacksonville.
Need a little bit more halftime in your life? Make sure to download the Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast. Eastside Liquor in Fort Smith has the best deals in the River Valley on liquor, beer, and wine. Stop by 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith and make sure to check out their Facebook page for weekly specials. The Eastside Liquor Halftime Podcast is part of the Hit That Line Podcast Network and is available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Halftime today is brought to you by Pratco Fishing here in Fort Smith, and they are the number. If you're ready to get fishing, ready to get to bass fishing, trout fishing, the number one lure to come out of all 20 fishing brands is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad, and they make them by the millions over there at Pratco Fishing at their facility here in Fort Smith. And the Baby Shad is without a doubt the number one soft plastic crappie lure in the United States. So fish it with a light jig head or underneath a float, and you'll find that it's absolutely productive as live bait. You can find the Baby Shad and also much more of the Pratco Fishing outdoor lures lineup available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shop, Academy Sports, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. That is the Bobby Garland Baby Shad, courtesy of our friends at Pratco Outdoor Fishing Lures. You heard Devo Davis right there as we bring Phil Elson back into the fold. We've talked Razorback baseball. Let's move right along to arguably the talk of the entire state and probably maybe the talk of the entire SEC, because the Razorbacks, Phil, are the last team standing, playing the Elite Eight today against the Baylor Bears. Before we talk Baylor, what did you think of the ORU game this past weekend?
Nail biting, man.
Yeah.
Nail biting. Almost following the same script we've seen for all three games of the tournament. But saw a lot of grit. Saw a team that found a way to stop a high-powered offense finally after a little bit. Took away that three a little, and saw a bench. It was really awesome to see Jalen Tate just kind of become the dude. I mean, he's been one of this team's dudes for the whole season, but with Moses not knocking down his shot, who's going to be your top scoring guard? It can be Devo, but it was Jalen Tate, because he's so good with handling the ball. He's able to get to the rim, and you saw that from him. And Devo, man, that was onions too.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that kid. I mean, I've zeroed in on him since early January. There's something about the way he plays on both ends and enthusiasm. I appreciate the way he plays ball. But, so that's over now. I mean, today's already a game day, man.
Exactly.
And I can't even imagine this is such an exciting day. I mean, we're fresh off the glow of a 3-game sweep for baseball. Softball did the same against Mississippi. Like baseball and softball just went 6-0 against Mississippi State this last weekend. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, and you bring up softball being off to their best start ever. So, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and now you've got the biggest basketball game for Arkansas men's basketball in 26 years. This is awesome. This is awesome. But they're also, I mean, back then they were the hunted. Now they're hunting. You know, this is different. This is different. They're not the national power that everybody's picked in their brackets the way that they might have been in 95 or even in 96. Now they are the obvious underdog. And so it's funny, like I felt like on Saturday, like Arkansas was Oral Roberts was the team that people were rooting for. Because nationally that's how people root, whether by their bracket or they want to see a Cinderella. Arkansas is the Cinderella against Baylor here. So they'll have, if people can stay awake for it, because they're going to complain about a 9 o'clock tip-off Central, what about the folks on the East Coast that want to watch this game at 10 o'clock? Yeah. So, but that you know, this is the best team Arkansas has faced all year. And it probably isn't even close. Like, you know, they faced Alabama twice. That's the best team they've played this season, the Alabama Crimson Tide. And Alabama wilted yesterday in a way that I didn't think I'd see, you know. Herb Jones certainly didn't look like an SEC player of the year, you know, and UCLA just ran away with them at the end there. So does that mean Alabama wasn't the best team in the SEC this year? They still have the banners that they can hang for the regular season championship and the tournament championship, and that has to be taken at face value too. Mm-hmm. But it is pretty cool for Arkansas to be the only SEC team left here. It leaves me wondering if the other 13 fan bases are pulling for the Hogs, if they're calling the Hogs this later on tonight. You know, how so many of us, some of us will chant SEC. I feel like it's fewer people than before, and it's been more of a football thing than basketball anyway.
When you look
this is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, and absolutely. We talked about this with Ty a little bit earlier in the show, and I kind of want to get your thoughts because this was the third straight 10-plus point comeback for this Razorback men's basketball team, and it's dated even into the regular season as well with the other comebacks, and this team just knows how to play in the second half so well and make the adjustments. But Phil, this is a team that I don't think you can get behind 10 or 15, because once you get down 10 or 15 to Baylor, they're not going to let you back into the game. I could be wrong, and this team may be able to make a comeback, and if they can, absolutely. I just think, like you said, this is the best team that Arkansas has played all year, and they've proven that as such. You can't get down 10 or 15 tonight against Baylor.
Well, you even heard Devo say maybe they've played a little down to the competition to start each game. And is that a matter of energy? I don't know. I don't think it's a matter of coaching. I don't know. You kind of come out hair on fire. Like you've seen, I mean, this is not a team that's always played from behind this year. It's been recently. And it has happened off and on this year, but it's been more recent. What about the second Alabama game, the second LSU game? Mm-hmm. They took it to him, man. They took it to him. And so they hopefully need to be able to come out and set the tone. But that's difficult to do against a team that defends the paint, that rebounds well, that turns you over. You know, I mean, Arkansas usually is the more intense defensive team on the floor. Baylor's pretty damn intense defensively. They're gonna force turnovers, and where Arkansas has fallen into trouble in games this year is sometimes, you know, you'll say careless with the ball, but a lot of times that's because you're forced to be careless with the ball by a team that doesn't give you many options for passing lanes and is able to use their length in ways that other teams don't. I think you're facing a Baylor team today that does that. So probably have to hope that this game is called tightly. You know, if the Hogs can find a way to get to the line, like this is where Moses Moody can come up huge. It might not be a matter of you need Moses to get hot from the outside. I think what you need to happen is for Moses to create opportunities to get to the foul line, which he is so good at. And there might be an opening, depending on how the game is called, to have a bit of an edge. Because Baylor's going to play at the same defensive intensity that gets Arkansas out and running. So that might be a little bit difficult to be the team that so-called sets that pace, especially early. But yeah, you can't fall behind by 10 or 12 against this team, because this is I think right now obviously the two best teams in the country, at least over the first 3 games in the tournament, Baylor and Gonzaga.
So what are we going to be talking about? What's going to be the headline tomorrow? Are we going to talk about the first Final Four since '95, or are we going to talk about just one hell of a year this was? Like, what's it going to be tonight? What's it going to be for this team this evening as they take on the Baylor Bears?
Well, SmackDown, I think Arkansas can win this game. I mean, you've heard me say for the last month and a half, this looks like a team that has the stuff to get to the Final Four under the right circumstances, and that's all played itself out to right now. I don't think that this is an unwinnable game. The 2 losses for Baylor are Kansas and Oklahoma State, and I think the Hogs show that they could go up against Oklahoma State really well. They've gone further in this tournament than the Cowboys have. I think that they can win, but I also picked Baylor to beat them in the Elite Eight in the bracket that we did on hitthatline.com. And I mean, I think Baylor will win this game. I think it'll be within 6 to 8 points. I think they're going to have a shot in the last 5 minutes. But I'm not counting them out, man. Yep. You're not going to find me counting this Arkansas team out against anybody. I just feel realistically, Baylor is the favorite for a reason. And I do think we'll be looking back on what's been a fantastic season tomorrow.
Well, Phil, thanks for jumping in with us, and be safe heading back from Starkville. And we and Maddie T are ready for you to be back here with us first thing tomorrow morning, my friend, and hopefully talking about a Razorback victory.
That's right. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for doing what you do.
Hell yeah!
I got stuff from the dairy for you. I got salsas for Maddie T. I got spices for SmackDown.
Heck yeah! All right. Well, we got to get you in the studio. Maybe we can stop by later this evening. That's Phil Elson, the voice of the Razorbacks, host here on Halftime. He'll be back with us here tomorrow. When we come back, we're going to the bottom of the ninth. We got Jason Carroll from the Pig Trail Nation jumping in here with us. Give us a call or text, 877-377-6963.
Seat is arriving early at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV wants to invite you to skip the lines. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit, is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
This song might make you feel cool, but it perfectly describes a fool. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road and gonna ride till I can't no more, and can't nobody tell me nothing. This path will only lead you to God's wrath, because the Bible says the wicked refuse discipline and treat his words like trash. What good is a nice beat when you're headed down the wrong street? I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Smith.com and check out their buddy packs and party packs. Both Whole Hog locations are currently open 11 till 6, Tuesday through Saturday. Experience award-winning barbecue and sides at Whole Hog Cafe today.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Blame it all on my roots. I showed up in boots and ruined your blind tie affair. The last one to know.
And the left-hander who throws. That ball's drilled by Franklin way down the left field line. Stay fair. Stay fair. Fair ball. Home run a mile long. Wow. Nobody has a chance to catch that baseball. Goodhart leans back in the box, swings and drives the ball into deep center field. Way back goes Jordan, and that is out of here. Another home run for the Sueyville Sluggers, their fourth in 2 innings.
Are you out of the morning rush or halftime radio listening area? No worries. Watch halftime on the Votalaw.com live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Phil Votan Associates. You've never met a lawyer like Phil.
Let's go straight to the phone lines again here on halftime. We'll kick off this segment. Let's go to the Pig Trail Nation. Welcome in our pal Jason Carroll joining us here on halftime. Jason, now you're still in Indy right now, correct?
I'm still in Indy. I'm actually right across the street from Lucas Oil Stadium. I'm looking at the stadium right now from my hotel bed. So it's going to be a fun day.
Going to be a fun day, and I think between especially you, because I'm sure you'll be doing all kinds of stuff for the Pig Trail Nation. We're going to have to get a big couple Yetis of coffee ready to go for a 9 p.m. tip-off this evening.
Yeah, I've already started on my first energy drink of the day, so we'll see how it goes.
Heck yeah. Before we talk about this Baylor matchup, let's get your thoughts here real quick of the Oral Roberts matchup this past Saturday. Another double-digit comeback for this team. And Jason, this team finds ways to win, like a team that I've never even seen before. I mean, this team never quits, never say die, and they managed to find a way to do it again and beat a very hot Oral Roberts team.
I don't think you're going to do that tonight.
No.
So you better come out ready to play, and you better play 35 to 40 minutes. I mean, I don't think you can go through these lulls this team has and beat Baylor. So they're going to the Moses Moody's got to get going. They've got to have everybody rolling tonight, and they're going to have they win tonight. They're going to have everybody rolling the rest of this tournament to try to win a national championship, because the teams that are left outside of maybe a couple, I think they're going to have to struggle, or have to play well to beat. So.
Is it Moses Moody that needs to have the game tonight? I mean, we saw what Justin Smith, yes, he made a huge difference on the glass in that Oral Roberts game. Which one do you look more towards tonight? Does Justin Smith need to have the game, or is it Moses Moody?
Well, I think Justin Smith's played consistent in this tournament. I think it's Moses Moody's got to have the game, and you just got to continue to get what you're getting from Justin Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I think Devo Davis has been consistent. I think Jalen Tate's been pretty good in this tournament. It's now Moses Moody's turn to be the guy for this team. He's had games where he's shot the ball well, but if you go back and look, there's been a large majority of games where a lot of his points have come from the foul line. And so they're going to need him. He can't go 4 for 20 and this team win tonight. It's just not going to happen unless somehow Baylor's just god-awful. So Moses has got to be more consistent from the floor, and he's got to score, I think, 20 to 25 points at least for this team, and then have those other guys continue to do what they've been doing.
Well, we had a caller. I don't remember if it was a caller or a texter, but the fact that you're playing in Lucas Oil Stadium tonight, do you think that may and you can even throw Arkansas into this mix, just the depth perception, the bigness of this arena, do you think that may work into Arkansas's favor, where Baylor's been playing really well, shooting the ball defensively, or everything about it, but maybe does that, or am I digging too much trying to find a weakness in this Baylor team?
It's going to be interesting because I don't know how this arena plays, because they've got it split. Mm-hmm. So they've got it, the first game of the day is going to be played on the north side of the stadium. There's a partition in the middle of it, and then Arkansas will be playing on the south side of the stadium. So it's more like a horseshoe where the fans are going to be on each side. So it's going to be interesting because when they play the Final Four, the full arena is going to be in effect. So it'll play differently tonight than maybe it would when you make it to the Final Four. So I don't know how much the depth perception. I mean, obviously, when you get into these football stadiums, there is a different shooting. It's just different because your viewpoint's different. So it could play a factor, but, I mean, Moses' shots were short the other night. It's not like they were long. He was short all night long. So for him, I think it's just finding that rhythm, and once he gets a couple shots going early, hopefully, then he can turn that into, a good shooting night. But he just never got going early in that game, and it just kind of sputtered throughout. The other guy, I mean, Devo Davis, I mean, I don't know how much more you can say about the kid, but his shot, he's got the prettiest shot on the team, one of the prettiest shots I've seen in a long time. That fluid shot from the left side is just, it's good. And his mid-range jumper is the best that Arkansas's had in a while. So I think you'll get a good game from him, and I think you'll get another good game from Tate and Smith. It just, to me, it comes down to, can you get what Moses has given you all year long? I mean, he's averaging 17 points. Can you get 20 out of Moses tonight? And more than that's great. And does JD Note? Which JD Note are you going to get? Mm-hmm. That's the other equation, because you're going to need all those guards to play. Because when you look at their roster, they go deep at the guard spot. So Arkansas is going to have to make sure to stay out of foul trouble and shoot the ball well.
Do you go into this game with the same mindset as we went into the Alabama-LSU week? Now, I understand it's a different mindset this time because you got waxed both of those games previously against Alabama and LSU. But this team had a different focus when they took on Alabama and LSU in the regular season the second time around. Just from the physicality standpoint, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line. And it might have been, Jason, probably the most perfect game that Arkansas's played all year, just from a game plan standpoint, and just took it to, at that point, two of the best teams in the SEC. Is it the same mindset they need to have going into the Baylor game this evening?
Well, I think you also have the underdog mindset.
True.
So nobody has Arkansas doing anything tonight, frankly. And you look at some of these publications, ESPN has them ranked the 8th out of the final 8 teams. Another publication has them 7th. So they're not getting a lot of respect nationally from the final 8, from the look at the final 8 teams because of how they had to win all 3 games. I mean, they struggled to win all 3. They won them, but they had to struggle. You can't struggle tonight because you won't win the game. You'll get beat by double figures. So I think you have to take the underdog mentality that nobody's giving you a chance, and you just go out there and play like a dog, hog, whatever you want to call it, and just leave it all out there on the floor. Baylor's beatable. Now, they did lose to Oklahoma State and Kansas, so it's not like they lost to, some podunk, but Arkansas hasn't either. So, I mean, it's going to be a good game. Arkansas can't have these scoring drought stretches that they've had. They need to play toe-to-toe with them and keep it at least 5-7 points and not get into that double figures, because I think once it gets into the double figures, they may have a tough time coming back.
And I think also when you look at the stat line from the Oral Roberts game, we've talked about Moses Moody, the scoring droughts and everything. Regardless of how that all plays out, you're also not going to beat Baylor making one three-pointer. And I don't know how you got past that with Oral Roberts only going 1 of 9 from the three-point line. You're going to have to find your stroke from shooting the ball amongst everybody. It's not just a Moses Moody shot. Like, everybody's going to have to find their rhythm shooting the ball. And maybe we had a texter earlier, like, Arkansas needs to be at like a 10 of 25 clip from the three-point line, something along those lines. And I tend to agree with them that when Arkansas shoots well, they're in pretty good shape most times of not.
Yeah, and then they're also going to have to play better defense than they play against ORU. I mean, the shots, the easy lane to the basket they gave up, I mean, they're not going to be able to do that tonight. So, yeah, they're going to have to shoot the ball better from the outside, and they're going to have to play better defense. I mean, they're going to have guys helping on the backside and covering that lane up so the easy drive's not there. So we'll see how, what kind of defensive strategy Musk comes up with. I know they'll do whatever they can to try to stop whatever Baylor's going to want to do. But again, you also look at Baylor's three-point shooting. I mean, Baylor's three-point shooting, I mean, as a team, they're ridiculous. 41% from the three-point line. You're going to have to make sure to cover that as well. So they're going to be a challenge because of the way they can get to the basket, but also how they shoot from outside.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see how this thing goes out. And, I mean, Jason, I don't think we've necessarily been negative about this because Baylor is a good team, and they deserve all the respect in the world. But I don't have a shadow of a doubt that this team is going to be locked in, ready to go, and win or lose. I mean, this team is going to go down swinging. They've proven it all year long, and they're going to prove it again tonight. You can count them out whatever you want to do. Muss and company and Devo and every player on this team is going to be locked in, zeroed in, because – for a lot of these guys, this may be their last and only opportunity at a season like what the Razorbacks have had right now, being a game away from the Final Four.
Yeah, and you just have to, again, if you get punched in the mouth early, you better punch back twice as hard.
I agree.
And so can they do that and show Baylor that they're ready to play early in the game and keep this thing close? I mean, we all hope Arkansas wins and makes it to the Final Four, but are they going to play the way they need to play to win from the jump? They've got to attack early. They can't get behind early. And are they going to be able to do that? That's the big question. And it starts with having guys step up and make plays.
Last thing before we let you go here, I want to get your thoughts on Razorback baseball sweeping the second-ranked Mississippi State Bulldogs this weekend. And, Jason, I think a lot of people are pleasantly surprised. Not that the Razorbacks won the series, but you swept a darn good team and punched them in the mouth time after time after time again this weekend.
Yeah, and isn't it funny? We thought, that Christian Franklin was in line for the SEC Player of the Week, and then Matt Goodhart outdoes him and earns SEC Player of the Week. So I think guys are starting to heat up at the right time offensively. I mean, the bats, are popping,
yes,
which is a good sign. So it's now a matter of, can you get the consistent pitching enough, and can you get like Robert Moore going? I mean, he had the triple yesterday. Can you get him going offensively? Because you need him going. He's still trying to figure out, I think, the lineup, how he wants to stack it. I would assume it's going to change a little bit from where it was. He's kind of tinkered with it the last couple of games. So, but I like where they're at, and they're to go there and sweep them for the first time in since 2012 or whatever it was. That's a big deal. So. I think they're in a good spot. Softball's 9-0 in conference play. So, I mean, things are rolling right now. And maybe the basketball team can keep it going tonight and get to the Final Four, and baseball continues to play the way they're playing, and we just keep things rolling because it's a fun time to be a Razorback fan right now.
That's a perfect way to wrap it up right there. It's a hell of a time right now to be a Razorback fan. Jason, thanks for jumping on with us, my friend. Be safe. Get some rest. Get the coffee ready to go. Get the energy drinks. Get the bangs. Let's have a good time tonight, my friend.
Okay, sounds good, guys.
All right, see you, Jason. That's Jason Carroll from the Pig Trail Nation. Jason's the voice is deceiving. Jason's ready to rock.
Yeah, we had a
tonight.
comment on the VotalLaw.com live stream that, man, this guy, he already sounds defeated. It's like, no, that's just how his voice is. No, he's very enthusiastic.
And maybe he's just holding back, trying to save it for tonight. Because I'm probably going to regret.
They always say, act like you've been there before.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been 25 years, but...
Can we say that? Can we say that since it's been 25 years?
Well, I'm older than you, so
That's
I remember
true.
it. You were still in diapers, weren't you?
I was, well,
you wore diapers till you were 5, but...
Well, I'm still wearing diapers. Anyway, I'm lying. See, this is what happened. Thank you. See, that was a better joke than what I tried to get earlier. Me and Maddie will wrap up halftime coming up after this.
We've got the wings, you've got the mouth. Watch basketball the right way with Buffalo Wild Wings. Get the breakaway bundle and receive 30 award-winning wings for only $29.99. 15 traditional and 15 boneless, plus fries for only $29.99. Order takeout or delivery online through the Beat Ups app. Locations in Little Rock, Fort Smith, Sherwood, Jonesboro, and Conway. What are you waiting for? Watch with wings and get buckets. Available at participating locations for a limited time, dine-in, and takeout only. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources, and I want to help you get a great deal on a great...
What my friends Jason and Sarah Everett have to offer you at the Game Day Lodge. A pool table, the poker table, bago, arcades, private basketball court. There's an outdoor pool and also a heated indoor pool open year-round, just a few steps away from Game Day Lodge. Game Day Lodge is just a 5-minute drive to Moonshine Beach on Table Rock and just a 5-minute walk down to Table Rock Lake. 10 minutes from Silver Dollar City. This lodge has 10 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, 2 laundry rooms, 2 fully equipped kitchens, and 17 televisions. Plus an outdoor fire pit when it gets chilly outside. Game Day Lodge features some of your favorite teams, including Arkansas, Dallas, and Kansas City. Just search Game Day Lodge on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can make a reservation by just emailing them. Reservations@lakelodges.rent or check them out on Airbnb and Vrbo. Game Day Lodge is your #1 destination for family weekends, golf trips, Arkansas away games, corporate retreats, and so much more. Game Day Lodge in Branson. You'll never want to leave.
Car wrecks involving big rigs can be very complex, so the sooner you get me involved, the better. This is why you need to have my number in your phone, because this could be you. I'm Phil Votal. You never met a lawyer like me.
I want to tell you what my friends Jason and Sarah...
Atmosphere is what you find every time at Hertz Car Sales. What are you waiting for? Make the short drive to 2810 Midland Boulevard or call them today at 783-1722. You can also check them out online at buyfromhertz.com. Hertz Car Sales, when you're ready.
Bills, kids, school, toilet paper. Who is buying all the canned chickpeas? Delayed shipments, masks, pandemic, elections. You're on mute. Riots, air fryers, test results, streaming services, the playoffs, unfriended. You can turn it all off, at least for a while. The rhythmic sound of your feet on the pavement, the sun peeking through the clouds on a quiet morning. Let us show you how to leave it all behind. True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
Attention, attention! Do you have a fifth wheeler, a travel trailer, or a motorhome that you don't get to use quite as often as you want? Well, we have your solution. Breeden RV wants to buy your RV. Due to the historic events that have happened over the past year, RVs are in high demand, and Breeden RV will pay you top dollar for yours. So push it, pull it, or drag it to Breeden RV in Van Buren today for a free appraisal and get cash in hand within an hour. Everyone could use a little extra money these days, and we can help you get yours. Call Breeden RV at 479-262-2418 or visit us on the web at BreedenRVs.com.
This is ESPN 95.3. Hey, you're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Smackdown Jenkins.
That's how I feel.
And I'll say this, those are some sick people. Mentally sick.
85% of the world's working.
The other 15 come out here.
And don't you ever put your finger on me.
You hit me, Earl.
You put your finger on me.
So my whole frustration comes in offensive rebounds. The entire thing came down to offensive rebound. They got every offensive rebound, and we didn't get one of them.
I thought it was horrible, disgusting, embarrassing, shameful.
You do it again, and I'll knock you right in your nose.
It stunk.
I mean, if you're not going to recover Greg Graham, if you're just going to let him drive by you, if the rest of you are going to let him catch the ball outside the 3-second lane and drive all the way in here without one guy challenging him, then I'm leaving and you guys will run till you can't even suffer.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively.
I'm tired of this.
People are sick when they do something like that.
I'm sick and tired of an 8-10 record.
Absolutely friggin' sick.
I'm tired of losing to Purdue.
We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked.
I'm not here to f*** around this week.
What else do you want to know?
I'm going to tell you what else you need to know is the fact that this is the last segment of halftime. Me and Maddie T. We've had a lot of good guests today. You can catch up on all the great interviews with Phil, with Connor O'Gara. If you want to force yourself to listen to Ty Richardson more than you have to, he'll be in there. That'll all be on the Eastside Liquor halftime podcast. Maddie T will put that together after the show and get that out there for your ears to enjoy here after the show. And we're going to be me and you will be in the studio here for the rest of this week. We've been on the road quite a bit for these past 2-3 weeks between being at JJ's, Joe's. We've been a lot of different places. Phil will be there. Phil will be going somewhere here soon, along with Ty and Tommy. Morning Rush and halftime heading to the Game Day Lodge. Now, the plans may change if Arkansas gets into the national championship game, but as of now, we're going under the assumption that halftime and Morning Rush will be live at the Game Day Lodge April 5th and 6th to preview and recap the national championship game. Jason and Sarah Everett, huge Hog fans, put this Game Day Lodge together. Now, Maddie, you've Googled the Game Day Lodge, right? So you know what this place has to offer.
Yes, it looks amazing.
10 bedrooms, 19 beds. It could sleep.
They're all themed rooms.
All themed rooms. 28 guests can sleep up to here. They've got themed rooms for Arkansas Razorbacks, the Chiefs, Cowboys, which would be my room, Cardinals, Rangers, Missouri Tigers, Oklahoma Sooners, Kansas Jayhawks. Like I said, Jason and Sarah Everett, huge Razorback fans, so there's no need to have a Texas Longhorn themed room inside this place. So that's all good there. Perfect for golf trips, family reunions, bachelor parties, Hog games, you name it. The Game Day Lodge is there for you. Poker tables, 9 bathrooms, 2 kitchens, 2 laundry rooms, fire pits, basketball courts, Bago. This place has everything, and if you bring the kids up there, it's a 10-minute drive from Silver Dollar City, which is back open, by the way, right?
Could I go without kids since I have a season pass?
I mean, yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
Can I?
My girlfriend and I, she'd probably be really mad if I went without her.
I'll be your kid for the weekend.
Okay.
We could pass off that I'm your son, right? Would that be? Well, that's probably too weird. Anyway, moving on from that little inappropriate comment. You can find out more about the Game Day Lodge. Just Google them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can find a full video, see what this place has to offer. If you're interested in reserving this place, shoot them an email, reservations@lakelodges.rent. That's also available on Airbnb and Vrbo. Hope I'm saying that last renting service right. But that is the Game Day Lodge, and halftime in the Morning Rush will be live there April 5th and 6th for the national championship game. That's next week. So a lot of fun stuff happening here on halftime. As we wrap up today's show, we'll go through the VotalLaw.com live stream comments that we've had coming in. Bobby and Mountain Home texted in while we were interviewing with Jason Carroll. Maybe I'm late, but did Goodhart get SEC Player of the Week? He did. He sure did get SEC Player of the Week. No Co, though it probably would have been acceptable to get Co because Christian Franklin played out of his mind this weekend. JT in Hot Springs said we have to play the game similar to the way we played against Alabama at home. Completely agree, JT. You've got to have that same intensity, that same drive, the same 1-2, which I think this team is going to have it by default. Matty, he also commented earlier when I brought up 3 up, 3 down, the bacon-scented shoelaces.
Yes, he has a good point with that. All the dogs in town would be chasing you
around.
Right,
yeah, he says the dogs would be chewing your shoes and chasing you around town.
When my dog was a puppy, I had to train her. It's like, no, quit trying to chew my shoes up. And it's like, you're just presenting it right there for the dog. Of course they're going to go after it.
So if it's not bacon-scented, what do you want your shoelaces to smell like? Because shoes stink by default, right?
Yeah, I've never thought about needing my shoelaces to have an odor to them. I never put my face that close to my shoes. What if they of all the things that could be bacon scented, I wonder why they picked shoelaces.
Bacon scented underwear?
Wow.
Is that better?
I don't need dogs.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't need them sniffing around there either.
Got a text out of the 870 since the basketball game isn't streamed tonight. Yes, that's before we read the rest of his text.
That's beyond our control. We're not allowed to stream online any of that.
It'll be on all our airwaves. 95.3, 96.3, 104.3 up in Harrison and Mountain Home, 96.3 in Hot Springs, obviously 95.3 here in the Fort Smith River Valley area. KAKS up in ESPN 99.5 it'll be carrying there, but it will not be streamed. Like Maddie said, that is a Westwood 1. It's beyond our control. We'll put it like that.
Yes, it is. You'll have to listen to the traditional way.
Or just
But the pregame and postgame show hosted by SmackDown and Ty Richardson will be streaming online.
Yeah. It'll be on hitthatline.com across all social media. That was a text out of the 870. Said, what time will our postgame show come on? So pregame, 7 o'clock this evening across all of our social media airwaves, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, you name it. We have that thing everywhere.
I watched the two you did over the weekend. Y'all did a great job, too.
Got a lot of social media comments on that.
I couldn't believe how many people were watching.
A lot of people watch. It's a big thing right now. So it'll be
kind of a big deal.
It's just sort of a big deal.
I know you went out to JJ's. Was it for the or during the game? You watched the game at?
Yes, went to JJ's here in Fort Smith.
Did you say you were with somebody named JJ too?
Yes.
Was that a coincidence, or it's not like JJ himself showed up?
No. This was
you said down the race. It's like, man, we were out at JJ's. My buddy JJ was there. I was like, what the heck are you talking about?
Well, my buddy JJ, he's one of. I can't say her name without getting fined. One of Reagan. I can say Reagan, can I? I just can't say Lady SmackDown. Is that acceptable?
We're going to let it slide this one time.
She has a bunch of her friends, and one of her girlfriends is dating this guy named JJ. And he wanted to shout out on the show. So, and yes, I see, because as soon as I saw it,
I was like, I almost texted you, like, do you know what you just said, and what are you talking about?
Did you actually hang out with the real JJ? So, 7 o'clock pregame this evening. Postgame, we're going to do it as soon as we can after the show, because
that's the good news about not carrying it on the air, is that we don't have to wait for IMG to wrap up.
Nobody's telling
immediately after the game, we will be live.
We'll be live. So
for you to comment and call in.
We're going to have
good or bad. How do you feel?
Good or bad. It's going to be how you feel. It doesn't matter. Tommy will be joining us. Ty will be joining us. It's going to be a lot of fun, because I think good or bad, you're going to get a very tired SmackDown, which means you're going to get a very tired.
No telling what he's going to say.
No telling what I'm going to say. No telling how honest I'm going to be with you guys.
What are you talking about? How great a baseball player Michael Jordan was.
Look, okay. In my mind, I was trying to compare Christian Franklin, the baseball player, to Michael Jordan, the basketball player, but I didn't say that. So, Lord knows that you and Phil are going to call me out when I screw up on something, right?
I mean, greatest baseball players of all time, you know.
Yeah, Michael Jordan easily comes to that list. Of course he does. That's all coming up here later on this evening. And let's see if we got any other good. I think we've hit everything there. On the VotalLaw.com live stream.
Bacon scented thong? No, Randy, I don't think that's
we don't need a bacon scented thong. That's too much. You've took it too far. Mike and Mary Hoggard, everyone's talking about the Baylor defense. The Hogs play pretty good defense as well. Got a feeling that fouls could have an effect, and we must shoot the ball better. Completely agree that you got to shoot better. And Arkansas is going to play defense. This is going to be I feel like the dirtier this game gets, the more the grinding it out, being super physical.
Play some street ball, throw some elbows.
Absolutely. Well, within
don't
reason.
Don't let anybody see, though.
Matty, too, we're going to win tonight. Give us your prediction.
Why are you doing this to me?
Well, you got 33 seconds.
Phil predicted them to lose. I say we're going to win.
Right.
We're going to win, but it's going to be close.
It's going to be close?
It's going to be, It's
going to come down. 2 halves?
That's right. It's going to come down to the last seconds there.
I think the Hogs.
That's my insight.
Hopefully the Hogs will get the job done. I think they will get the job done. Another reminder. Pregame starts on social media at 7 o'clock. Pregame with IMG starts at 8:15 tonight. And 9 o'clock, your Razorbacks taking on the Baylor Bears, hopefully going to the Final Four. For Matty T, I'm SmackDown. Get up, get out, and woo damn pig.
It's tough out there, trying to stretch every paycheck a little further than the last one. It means